Dr. Nancy Tout is Head of Research and Development for Syngenta Canada, where she heads a team of scientists across Canada and connects them to the broader network globally within Syngenta. Nancy has been with Syngenta for 17 years. Dr. Nancy Tout is a proud Wilfrid Laurier University alumna, where she graduated with her Bachelor of Science in Biology in 1991. Dr. Tout is also a proud alumna of the University of Guelph, where she graduated with her PhD in microbiology in 1997. Throughout her illustrious career, Dr. Nancy Tout has sat on the University of Guelph Science Review Panel and Wilfrid Laurier University's Advisory Board for Women in Science Center. She has also been involved with the Science and Innovation Advisory Committee of BioEnterprise Corporation and is a Life Sciences Ontario board member. Dr. Tout was born and raised in Ridgetown, Ontario. Growing up across the street, she is very familiar with Ridgetown campus. Her father, Ken Stevenson, is a distinguished retired campus professor who helped develop her love of science and community. Ken and his wife Eleanor still live across the street, and we are pleased to have them with us today. Dr. Tout is the busy mom of 2 active teenagers. She enjoys winter sports with her family and exploring nature at their cottage during the summer months. She currently resides in Guelph, Ontario, as she continues her work for Syngenta Canada. Dr. Nancy Tout, we are honored to have you back home today to address and inspire the class of 2016. Please join me in a warm welcome to our 2016 graduation speaker, Dr. Nancy Tout.
Thanks, Peter, very much. I feel like I'm just the girl across the row, but that was very much appreciated. And I should have shared my short version of my bio with you. You can find it on Twitter, and I know our graduates know what that is, and lots of the staff members are very active on social media. But that could have helped fast forward a little bit of the ceremony today. So I'll share with you, but I think it sums up nicely my story. It says, passionate about science and its ability to accelerate innovation, advance agriculture, and find a cure for type 1 diabetes. Platform guests, parents and guardians, extended family, alumni, award donors, campus friends, staff, foundation guests, and to our class of 2016. And although I'm not sporting my ruby red slippers today, I am feeling a bit like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. There's truly no place like home. And while it's been your educational home over the past couple of years, this campus holds a very different but equally special place in my heart. This Ridgetown campus of the University of Guelph was a place where I was proud at a very young age to say my dad worked at the egg school studying dirt. It was the campus that was my playground for hide and go seek, where my dad gave me my first driving lesson and where I gave my daughter hers. It was a place of summer employment and square dancing, Christmas concerts, and sing-songs at staff family social events, and tobogganing off what seemed at the time a rather large hill off your dining hall. It was also a place where I brought my cats into the loving hands of veterinarians and staff to nurse back to health, but it's also where tears were shed when science could do no more. It's also where we recently celebrated among friends and family my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And with all of those fond memories and times of joy, here we are today celebrating you, the graduating class of 2016, as you reflect on your playground years here on the Ridgetown campus. But I couldn't be more proud and honored and excited for each one of you as you build on this important milestone. It really is bittersweet to be up here on stage, so I can't thank the organizers enough for the opportunity to be home in the care of the Ridgetown community once again. I was born and raised here in Ridgetown, so was shaped by this community and this campus, and I have not strayed too far, just living down the 401. But I travel the world with Syngenta, and I have seen some of the most beautiful landscapes and met some of the best people in the industry worldwide. But all great things continue to bring me back to Ridgetown, including today's ceremony. I hope I have a few words that inspire you and bring special meaning to your special day. But it's really hard to believe for me that it has been 30 years since I left Ridgetown in pursuit of my post-secondary school education. And looking back over those 30 years, oh my, how agriculture has changed, and food and farming. What hasn't changed, though, is Ridgetown campus's world-class excellence in education. So thank you to all the staff and to the parents here today for your wraparound support of these graduates. I was born, actually, when the Green Revolution was just making its mark, and actually the very year when the term Green Revolution was coined by the former United States Agency for International Development Director, who noted the spread of new technologies, and I quote, "These and other developments in the field of agriculture contain the makings of a new revolution." The Green Revolution refers to a set of research, development, and technology transfer initiatives occurring between the 1930s and the late 1960s that increased agricultural production worldwide, particularly in the developing world, beginning most markedly in the late 1960s. The initiatives led by Norman Borlaug, the father of the Green Revolution, who received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1970, was credited with saving over 1 billion people from starvation, involving the development of high-yielding varieties of cereal grains, expansion of irrigation infrastructure, modernization of management techniques, distribution of hybridized seeds, synthetic fertilizers, and pesticides to farmers. And while it's helpful to reflect on our history, building on it is what gives me energy, and it's where you, the class of 2016, comes in. The next 30 years for you will call on you as leaders in agriculture and your other chosen fields, leaders in sustainable agriculture more precisely, in an era where it's not just about more food and higher yields. The word sustainable never leaves agriculture's side today, and it will never leave its side in the future. You have all heard our food security challenges, no doubt, during your studies here at Ridgetown campus, and probably in the media, but probably described in a very different way, in a very diverse set of ways. But I'd like to approach the topic of sustainable agriculture by sharing the human story. Danica was the world's 7 billionth baby. She was born October 31st, 2011, in a packed government-run hospital in the Philippines amid an explosion of press camera flashes. Similar celebrations took place many years earlier to welcome symbolically the 6 billionth baby born to the world in 1999. Once celebrated, however, this world's 6 billionth baby, his name, by the way, is Adnan. He's now a teenager living in poverty in Bosnia. What will we be celebrating in 2050 when the population explosion continues and we're set to welcome the 9 billionth child into this world? So we can stand here and argue about the numbers. We can argue about the timing of when that's going to happen, but let's instead imagine how we can ensure that those celebrations are sustainable over time through the use of a strong science and technology lens, and a lens that is global in nature. And it's absolutely clear that the most fundamental challenges the world faces over the coming years and will need to be solved by those working in agriculture and food, and I'm hoping many of our graduates today. Feeding a growing population of some 9 billion people with limited natural resources while coping with the aspects of climate change and at the same time sustaining nature's capacity to sustain us will be no small task. You will be asking and solving some of the biggest problems of agriculture. A big part of sustainable agriculture will, by the way, come from opportunities in what is being called data-driven agriculture or precision agriculture. But our food security challenge is where the Ridgetown campus, even the smallest of dots on that global map, has the potential to make an enormous contribution. So never underestimate your contribution to that big goal. I will be my parents' age in 2050. I hope I will have aged as eloquently as they have. But I am looking forward to those celebrations in 2050 of the birth of that 9 billionth child, while celebrating in parallel the impact of the next green revolution and the rewards of sustainable agriculture, and for the role that you played in helping us get there. I do want to take this opportunity while I'm here on stage. It feels like a little bit of a soapbox up here, so I'm going to get up on my soapbox and extend a special invitation to each one of you to be ambassadors of what you do, whether that's a career in agriculture production, veterinary medicine, performance horse handling, horticulture, environmental management, or administration. In times where our industry is painted in a negative light and where those negative perceptions are shaping policy and regulation, while at the same time stifling innovation and hampering progress towards our food security goals. It's such an important topic because it does stand in the way of those celebrations that I talked about that I'm so looking forward to in 2050. I'll share a little story with you. In fact, it took me many, many years to realize the exciting field that agriculture is. In fact, I went off to university in pursuit of medical research. This exciting industry continued to elude me over the years, perhaps because my role as scientist within an agribusiness like Syngenta always seemed to take backseat to the conversations at cocktail parties on my spouse's seemingly more sexy occupation in policing. No one wanted to listen to my stories of science or agriculture. However, over the years, I've come to embrace all the excitement that comes with my role in feeding the world and take every opportunity I can to share that story. Indeed, where ag is very sexy and where 4 jobs are waiting for each one of you. You must learn to tell your own story with passion and with envy because others are telling the story. It's being played out live on our behalf, and it's certainly not the right story. We will all have to wear this ambassador hat through the diversity of our voices, regardless of your career path. Tell your story with pride, with passion, and most important, with authenticity. And now a graduation address wouldn't be complete with rounding it out with some words of wisdom that have carried me through my 30 years post-secondary school education years. I take credit for none of these, but would borrow with pride and give thanks to the wonderful people that I call my family, friends, and professional network and mentors, special people who I collectively call my personal board of directors. Number 1, all of our overwhelming challenges can be met through collaboration and innovation. Number 2, fake it till you make it. In other words, shift from thinking, I'm not ready to do that, to thinking, I want to learn that, and I'll learn by doing it. Number 3, embrace the vast opportunities in agriculture and food and your chosen careers. Number 4, if opportunity doesn't knock, build your own door. Number 5, embrace ambiguity, especially in a world that is constantly changing. Number 6, and one of my personal favorites, laugh now at what you're going to look back on and laugh at later. In fact, laughter will get you through the toughest of your challenging days ahead, and there will be some. Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, had many challenging days over the past year due to the sudden death of her husband, and very few reasons to smile, let alone laugh. As she shared a couple of weeks ago in her recent address to the University of California, Berkeley graduating class of 2016. She reminded the graduates that indeed you will face adversity in your life. So build resilience and celebrate each and every moment of joy. And by the way, your graduation today is but one of those moments of joy. And for one last parting word of wisdom, my lucky 7. It's one that has inspired me over the years and appeared on my Nana's memorial card a number of years ago. Never be entirely idle, but either be reading or writing or praying or meditating or endeavoring something for the public good. And I would argue, and I say with pride, that certainly feeding the world and the careers that you have chosen to support this great industry is but one of those somethings, not only for the public good, but so much more. All the best to you, our next generation of leaders, in your pursuit of the public good and for your personal and professional success. May the yellow brick road you travel over the years be full of turns, rich with adventure. May you have the strength from inside and from your own personal board of directors to leap over the hurdles and potholes as part of your continuous learning. But may that road always remain intimately connected to your playground on the University of Guelph, Ridgetown campus. Cheers to all of you.